Hello and welcome to McNaught Cadillac Buick GMC. This is Riley, and we're going to take a look at our 2015 Cadillac Escalade Premium. This Escalade comes in a beautiful black raven paint. It's powered by a 6.2 liter V8 engine paired with a 6-speed automatic. To the front, first thing you'll notice is that beautiful old school Cadillac emblem with that aggressive chrome front grille. Now these are LED headlights. There's actually 5 LED crystals stacked, which are impressive lighting out on the highways. You've also got your fog lights down here. Moving around to the side, these are 22-inch aluminum wheels with all-season tires. Now if we take a look up here at the side view mirrors, you do have your turning signal indicators as well as blind spot monitoring. Now the door handles on this Escalade are illuminated, meaning when you unlock your vehicle, the door handles will light up, greeting you to your vehicle. These handles are also proximity locks, meaning if you have the key fob in your pocket, simply press the button once to unlock your vehicle, or press it twice to unlock all 4 doors. Very simple. Now before we step inside our Escalade, let's take a look at the key fob. So over here on the key you have your standard lock, unlock, and remote start. You've also got a couple options to open up that rear hatch. You could open up the back window, or you could open up the full tailgate. Now to use the remote start, simply press the lock button once, hold down the remote start, and you'll hear the power of that 6.2 liter starting up. Now opening up any of the doors on this Escalade is going to lower those power side steps, making entry into the vehicle a lot easier. As we take a look inside, you can see it is all black leather as well as some nice wood grain trim. You've also got some beautiful suede details throughout the cabin. Over here on the door panel, we have our standard power adjustable mirrors as well as automatically folding mirrors. Awesome. You've got your power windows as well as your child safety locks. Moving on a bit lower, we have driver's memory seating for 2. And over here you will see that BOSE badge because this vehicle has BOSE Premium audio, which includes 16 speakers in total. Taking a look at the driver's seat, both front seats are fully power adjustable, as well as lumbar support. If you look over here just next to the steering wheel, we have our light controls, as well as our automatic 4x4. Up here we have the toggles for our heads-up display, which projects your speed as well as your radio info on the windshield so you can keep your eyes on the road. Now the steering wheel is also power adjustable. So let's step inside. Now taking a seat inside the Cadillac Escalade, the first thing you're going to notice is just how quiet and comfortable it really is in here. Now there's not a lot of road noise or engine noise from the cabin, so it's a very comfortable place to be. Over here on the front dash, this is a full LCD display. You've got plenty of information, but first of all, we're going to mention this vehicle does have 54,599 kilometers, meaning you do have the benefit of our GM certified warranty, which is 5,000 kilometers or 90 days, whichever comes first. So over here, this LCD display is fully configurable, meaning if you use the controls on the steering wheel over here, you're able to toggle what each one of those 3 screens shows you. So to the left, you have some information like tire pressure, fuel economy, fuel range, and etc. Over here in the center, you have your speedometer, which you could toggle on and off. You also have a small GPS navigation screen on here, which is extremely useful. Over here to the right, you have your radio display information as well as Bluetooth if you have a phone connected. A couple other interesting features of the steering wheel. We have our standard cruise controls over here, your hands-free call button, as well as your forward collision alert. Now the steering wheel is a beautiful leather-wrapped steering wheel. You do have that wood grain trim, and it is heated as well. Moving on up here, This is the column shifter. Putting it into reverse will toggle that reverse camera with trajectory. So as you steer the wheel, the lines will guide you to park. I'd also like to point out this vehicle does have the trailering package, meaning you have your tow mode up here. Now let's take a look at that gorgeous 8-inch touchscreen display with the Cadillac Q system. So you do have your full navigation on here, as well as your XM radio, which comes standard for 3 months. You also have AM and FM. Over here you do have your Bluetooth phone connectivity, as well as full climate controls. Now you do have the option to toggle that rear DVD player, which we'll get to in a second. Now a couple of the other interesting options you have here along the side of the screen, you have the option to configure turn on and off those side steps on the exterior of the vehicle. You also have your adjustable driver's pedals, as well as a suspension mode selector. So if we take a look at this center screen here, when we toggle that suspension button, you're going to have the option between Tour as well as Sport. Now Sport mode is going to stiffen up your suspension, but you will notice an increase in performance. Looking to the right of the touchscreen display, we have our touch-sensitive glove box button. Very neat. Over here we have our park assist sensors, which you could toggle on and off. Now this vehicle does have front and rear sensors, lane departure, traction control. Now taking a look a little bit lower, we've got all of our climate controls as well. You also have both front seats are heated as well as cooled. You do have that CD or DVD player down here. As we move on down, you will continue to see that beautiful wood grain trim. Opening up these two compartments will reveal a couple cup holders as well as some extra storage. You also have 2 USB ports and an outlet. Taking a look at that center armrest. Inside we have our wireless headphones for the rear DVD player, as well as that remote. Over here we have a couple extra USB ports, an auxiliary input, and an SD card slot. We also have another 12-volt outlet. Moving on up, this is a power auto-dimming mirror. You have your OnStar buttons. Over here we have our slide and tilt sunroof controls, as well as a button to open that rear hatch. Now the rear hatch is adjustable. You could open it up all the way, or if you're in a tighter space, you could configure it to only open 3/4. Up here we have our interior cabin lights, as well as your Wi-Fi connectivity, which you could toggle on and off. Here's a better look at that sunroof. Now let's take a quick peek into the back seat of your Escalade. Back here you'll continue to see that gorgeous jet black leather with your wood grain trim, as well as a suede detail. On the door you have plenty of storage compartments, as well as a cup holder. As you take a better look inside, you'll see those 2 captain chairs in the second row with the armrests. Stepping on inside, we have our full climate controls back here. So this is definitely a great vehicle to take a road trip in. It's very comfortable in the back seat. You've got plenty of room. Both second row seats are heated. Down here you'll see a couple inputs for that DVD Blu-ray player I'll show you in a second. You have your AV inputs, USB, and SD card. If you take a look a little bit lower, you have a 120 volt outlet and another 12 volt power outlet. Now let's take a look at that awesome rear DVD Blu-ray player. So by pressing the button, it'll fold right out of the ceiling. And like I said, this is a Blu-ray player, as well as your USB connectivity and SD card slots. Now remember, you also have your AV input, so if you want to bring an Xbox back here, you could also connect that too. It's an excellent vehicle to take a road trip on. Now getting into that third row seating is pretty simple. If you're a kid, you'll probably just run through the center. But you've also got a couple other options. Both the second row captain's chairs fold down by pressing that lever on the side. There's also a pull tab over here, so you could lift the seat right up against that front driver's seat. So you've got plenty of space, plenty of room to get inside that third row seating. Over here towards the back of the Escalade, you'll see those beautiful light blade tail lamps. These are full LEDs, so they're very bright at night. Everybody's gonna know you're in an Escalade when they see you driving down the road. Now to open up the back hatch, you have a button right here, or you could use the buttons on your key fob. On the inside, you have a cargo net. So there's a small amount of cargo space back here. Now here's the interesting thing. If you want more space in the back, you have all your fully power controls to lower those seats. So by pressing those buttons, you're able to fold down those third row seats. Now you've also got buttons over here that'll lower those second row captain seats if you want. By pressing them, both of those seats will fold down, and you've got plenty of flat storage space over here. Could definitely fit a couple suitcases. Now you've also got one more option. If that's not enough room for you, you could press those second row captain seats one more time, and they will fold up right against the front driver and passenger seat. So you've got plenty of storage back here. Arguably one of the most spacious SUVs that we have to sell here. Let's close that rear hatch. Now I'm going to show you the other way that you're able to open up that rear hatch. So let's say you got a couple groceries, you don't want to open up the full tailgate. There's actually a button right under here, and that'll open up your back window. So if you have a couple bags, you just want to drop them in, that's no problem. I'd also like to mention you do have a spare tire underneath the back of your Escalade. So overall, if you're looking for one of the most iconic vehicles we have to sell here, tons of luxury, tons of features, and excellent space and seating capacity, the Escalade might just be the vehicle for you. If you want to come take a look at it for yourself, or even go on a test drive, contact us at McNaught Cadillac, Buick GMC. We'll be glad to help.